Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zep. Today I'm going to be talking as an update on XSPA. It's going to be a standalone video, but if you'd like to watch my previous DD, you'll find it in the description below. I'm going to go briefly through technical analysis to give you a perspective on the trader psychology, and then dive in through due diligence to give you a bit more perspective about everything that is yet to come. If you'd like to skip through that part, please go ahead. Make sure to drop a like to this video to help the channel grow, subscribe, and leave notifications on. Jump right into it. So, on the MACD, what we get to see is that it's actually attempting in for a positive reversal, but the momentum is telling you quite of the opposite, that it's probably going to see a bit more of a pullback. ADX shows in a very much of a sloppy move with no indication for any kind of direction. Moving averages are full bearish, and in fact they're bearish all the way until the $1.94. So let's take a quick look into a 2-hour perspective. Perhaps it's going to show you something else. On a 2-hour perspective, it's getting even worse. It is, although bullish, above the $1.67, but everything else is just pinpointing towards even a further pullback. Now the stochastic fast and the stochastic slow, what we're seeing, before we do that, we're going to take a quick look into the moving average bands, and we get to see $1.94 on the top, $1.77 in the middle, and $1.59 in the bottom. Now, yes, it is expected to trade within this band, but look at the last time it traded within it. It almost doesn't really signify anything. Now, here's the stochastics. And we get to see both of them are saying, hey, you might want to buy it later on down the road in a week or two, but it's currently in a lower position where it might see some jumps here and there, but it's not in a strong position where it's curving upwards, similar to this area here. Now, moving on towards the charts, significant supports and significant resistances. Significant support sits at $1.59. Significant resistances on the Fibonacci retracements is 257, 317, 366, 415, 485, and then up to 574. Now, significant supports and resistance lines, you'll find them up here around $1.75. And then from $1.75, you're looking up a little to $1.81. And from the $1.81, we're looking at $1.99. And from there to 11, we're looking 233, 233 to 253. And then we're jumping up to 289, 330, and then all the way up to 375. Now I'm jumping on towards, let's say, the presentation itself and trying to figure out what XpresCheck is. And everything in between in that direction. So XpresCheck and XpresSpa. Alright, so that's cool. XpresSpa has really almost dissolved in my opinion, and they're really going on towards with XpresCheck. And through the presentation you will get to see a little bit more about what XpresCheck is. And they really went on from, hey, a spa to global travel, health, and wellness. And a bit of some of the readings I've done was basically they're trying to go on for vaccines, testings, everything in between. So they hold around 60% off the US market share. 2019 for annual sales for $48.5 million. 2019 competition sales growth of around 2.9%. Operates 50 plus locations in 25 airports in the US, Amsterdam, and in the Middle East. Spa offering include massage, nail care, spa, travel-related retail. Now, from my understanding, a lot of these spas still remain closed. $4.2 trillion global health wellness industry, $120 billion spa economy is growing to strong unit-level economics, rising consumer interest in health and wellness. 150,000 spa globally employing 2.6 million people. Today's travelers prioritize quality, curation, and experience. Millennials spend nearly 25% of their disposable income on health and wellness. 23% of travelers are frequent flyers who have a household income of $100,000. Now, all cool. I think some of this information is a little bit outdated, but we'll go with it. They have 46 domestic locations or domestic stores and 5 international stores. So in general, 25 domestic and international locations. Airports shut down in March 2020 due to the pandemic. This is the XpresCheck pivot that we're talking about. They basically moved on. Now they're offering rapid molecular COVID tests for Abbott ID Now on site. It gives you under 15 minutes in terms of results. They're also offering COVID PCR and blood antibody tests outside labs 2 to 3 days. Now, the next thing we're looking at here is some of their locations. For instance, this is the JFK location. Going on a little bit further, they have it in Newark and in Boston. So they have 30 large hubs, 663 implantments total in 2019, average of 22 million implantments annually, average of 30,000 employees, and 30 medium hubs, which has 150 implantments totals in 2019, average of 5 million implantments annually, and average of 15,000 employees. Now, honestly, what I'm really interested on is their XpresCheck expanding services. And from my understanding, I think this is the presentation ending. What I would like to see here, because from my understanding, what they've gone with is a bit more of a pivot. Okay, so here's the pivot. XpresSpa Group provides business updates and announces third quarter results. Okay, I'm going to go through the third quarter results in a bit. A rapid COVID-19, rapid flu, rapid strep, rapid mono test, flu vaccinations are now offered in XpresCheck. And they continue to expand healthcare and wellness services. So in my mind, this is really more going on towards the medical services rather than the wellness. They're really focusing towards the health. And so things like vaccines, tests, whatnot. So I don't know how exactly they're going to pivot on from even further with XpresCheck. I did mention before, with all these locations they have for COVID. All right, now we have a COVID vaccine. What happens next? It's quite a little bit interesting because they're really trying to go on and dive deeper into the places, let's say into their testing facilities, into vaccines and everything in between. Now what we can do quickly is try to figure out quickly the institutional ownerships and the insider buyers. So off the bat, well, I did have it on another page as well, but hey, we're on here already. So the way I look it up, and I had a lot of requests, is you go to fintel.io, type in, you search in what you want to look up for the ticker, and it should be at the top actually. Previously you had to go on to XpresSpa Group and go to institutional buyers, but it's right off the bat over here. Before moving on, you have an XpresCheck Group coronavirus facility test in Phoenix Aviation that opened up on the 24th. So next, what we got to look at here is their institutional buyers, and what we get to see right off the bat after it loads here, insider buyers, you don't get to see much action. There have been sales all the way back in around April. Now, institutional buyers is what we're interested in because that's where institutional money is pouring in, and we're looking to see, and from there we get to see that it's a bit mixed. It's a little bit more off. Well, you can't really tell much, but Sabi's on there now, so that's a little bit of a scary shark, known for a little bit shorting, but overall, it's a little bit mixed, okay? It's a bit green, a bit red, adding and decreasing. You can't tell much out of it. Now, from this kind of PR, we're looking into it where they're really going on towards XpresCheck. It's really quite interesting because in their presentation, I didn't see such details and telling you, hey, we're actually did a survey, and this is the amount of tests that are required to stay afloat. This is the amount of people that would like to have tests every now and then. So it's a little bit annoying not to have that data on hand. Now, this is no latest news other than that, really. You have as well the named XpresCheck name state of Hawaii Trusted Testing Partner, which is really positive. And they have as well that they provided already the third quarter updates and financial results. But from there on, comes a question to how they're going to move forward. Now, I can go on and dive deeper into the quarter results, but I really don't think that that's going to be very important because it very much, I've done that before recently and very much relies on the same thing. They took on a lot of money, a lot of debt to have all these applications. They have here some business updates, but none of them seem to be very much of substantial for me to go over. Now, XpresCheck is also now offering the season 2021 flu tests. They have PCR tests, all that kind of tests and stuff. So, Ed, what do you think about this one? Well, I myself initially was a little bit skeptical way before, for one reason. My quick question was, how are they planning to sustain all that assets and all that debt that they've put on for XpresCheck? And I think the answer is coming in to be clear. They're really going on towards a health perspective. They really want to push on more of a quick pharmaceutical kind of vibe. Can that work? yeah, it can work. With the right management, it can work. So I think there's a future for this one, but I'll remain skeptical. What do you think about this sticker? Make sure to down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like. You have a wonderful day.